some confidentiality in why I was there and stuff, but it is somehow investors came to our company, the one I work in, and they invested, and we wanted to visit them, and there is some technical issues there I needed to have a look on. And by the way, it would be great if Dennis was here, because this was inspired by one of his talks. It is a manufacturing AI problem. Okay. So I wanted to be there to see how things work. And as an overall technical side, it was about predicting anomalies, or not anomalies, predicting failures in machines without previous data. Okay, so yeah, so I cannot say what are the machines, but it is a machine.
Yeah, sure.
So it has temperature, it has vibration, it has, you know, some specs, maybe power supply, how much it is consuming power. You got these few features or metrics, and we want to predict when it is going to fail, because it fails somehow like once every year or something, but this is normal for them. Okay. It cannot be fixed. It is like this, but they cannot expect when is the right time to change it. And it is expensive. Okay. So I'm going to give you an idea of how I thought about this technically. Having a pump, let's say, okay. So pump usually takes water from one side to the other, let's say. So it usually, when it runs, it has some sort of vibration. And this vibration is cyclic, meaning that there's something that needs to turn inside. So the outside uncollected vibration would be a cyclic wave, or sinusoidal, depending on the sensor. Therefore, we can make it a supervised learning problem when we give it one class for normal and another class for abnormal. Meaning that when the temperature is between this interval and the vibration are following certain sinusoidal movement, and the power consumption is somehow, it is fine. When one of those changes, you get the first notification. When two changes, you get the second, and when three changes, you get the third, and this is a complete failure when you have three failures, three changements to the normal thing. So it is like an anomaly detection algorithm implemented in AI using something I cannot say, which is state of the art, you know, which is something that is state of the art research. And
here, just only I have one question. Since you mentioned it in this way, I'm not going to go in details, but my question is very high level. We don't have previous data, but we have a previous knowledge. I mean, there is expert there.
Exactly. And we have a new pump. Okay. The one that we used is a new. And one of the things I should thank Dennis for is that it is fixed on a table that has one leg that is moving. So when you press on the table, it moves. Yeah. So this is a big no. So if I didn't go there, I wasn't able to see that. So we asked them to make a new, I'm not sure how to say it in English, please help me, right? Sabbit baton.
Okay, I also don't know. Okay.
Okay. A
yes,
new...
to service stability, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I posted in chat, yes, stability, yeah.
Yes, it is stability. So we asked them to make a new
structure,
base,
maybe something
structure base, yeah. Using beton, I'm not sure what the name, using
cement.
Beton, cement, yeah.
Cement, yeah.
Yeah, using cement, and make a table that is like its legs are going out of the cement. And make sure that the legs aren't moving when the machine runs. Okay, so this was my first notice there. This was the first problem. The second problem is that among the day, it is very cloudy there. But when it's not, they have like the ceiling looks something like this. There is light that comes in. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Yeah. I can hear you. But you can't hear me.
Yes, Samar, can you get me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
Okay,
I can hear you.
I was using new headsets, but again, always make mistake to do that in life. Okay, yes.
Okay.
The second.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the ceiling of the manufacturing place have looks like this. So it gets light
Okay.
inside, but
Mhm.
using cavities. So I noticed a seasonality in the data that they had, but the ones that we cannot use. That the temperature goes up when there's sun. So in the months of the summer, but it goes up like 10 degrees, which is not normal for them. Okay, because they have a refrigerating thing for the machine itself. So it seems, which is only an observation which is not confirmed, that light goes onto the sensor itself along the day. And
Interesting. Yes.
And the cavity is actually do you know the glass that has metal inside and it is like cracked, but it is you know
yes,
the one
yes.
that this is how the cavity looks up there. So it might be convergent to the sensor. It might be. And the other choice would be the normal heat difference, like 10 degrees is yeah. So those two with like general observations were my notes there. So I asked them to collect data now when they make things stable. And we need to collect data for 1 week only. And then try to solve it because we already solved it, but we are trying to improve. This is the second ML ops run, let me call it.
Second iteration, let's name it.
Yeah, the second.
To have
iteration.
general, yes, general term is better than going into. Okay, interesting.
One more
this
thing.
Is yes, great. Go ahead.
They asked. Okay, they have different machines with which they don't have the same problem as this one, because you know this one costs them every changement is around 200,000 euros every time they change it, and if they change it too early, they lose money. If they change it too late, so after it goes to fail, they lose 1 to 2 days of production. And they want to install it in a way that they would be needing to change it on a holiday, you know, so they don't affect their production. So they asked me if it's possible.
So they would change it outside seasonality, so to say.
Yes. Yeah, this is what they're trying to do. Maybe in a few years, when we understand the seasonality of the pump.
But
they asked me if it's possible to generalize this problem to all their machines.
Here, I'm just thinking for sure. This is great. This is great.
And you said it's in a cooled like environment already. It's in like a refrigerated environment, if I heard.
No, the pump itself, the machine that we call it pump now, is in a refrigerated environment because it uses some chemicals in its production and it needs to be cold.
Yeah. Then then maybe, and it's this, and each machine, you said this one is different than the others. Is there in that cooled environment, is all the other pumps for the machines in the same
Yeah, they
in
are
the
all in
same
the
one,
same environment.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you've got that cooled environment, wherever that cooling is coming from, are some pumps closer to the cooler than others, because you're going to have a distance to
No.
travel for that cooling?
No, because they each one have its individual cooling
Okay.
system that it's
Somehow
coming
the
straight to it.
The cooling system, somehow it's look like maybe the car cooling system, the car engine cooling system. That means it's using chemicals to perform the cooling somehow.
No. It needs to be cooled so they can use chemicals for the production. Just imagine it as an AC in the room where the pump is.
Yes, exactly. Oh, okay.
You know.
Okay.
And this is one of the points that we discussed. Like it might be giving radiations or vibrations to the room where the pump is. So it might be affecting our data collection.
I just want to highlight something similar that I faced previously. Right now, since it's not secret anymore, so that's why I'm able to do it. When I was in Dubai, it was something. It might be your future scenario, Ammar, with them.
Okay.
It's for the platforms that looking for the oil in the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. So these platforms are it cost a lot. The maintenance for them, it costs a lot of time, and then according to that, it costs a lot of money. And they cannot. They face the following problem: they cannot wait to have a problem.
Yes.
So
they anticipate the problem and they change before, and they always lose money for this.
Exactly. So they are looking for a kind of, but they have a lot of data.
Okay.
This is now the good scenario here. What was requested from our side, it's using different type of data, including images, which is collected frequently, in regular basis, to define where let's say the time frame for the faults that might appear. Then they can change during this time frame, in the beginning of the time frame, and also when it's need a regular maintenance for the full platform. So this is what we perform, and it was expected to, let's say, to reduce the maintenance almost more than 30% at that time. Now it's in the production. I am not sure about about what is the real performance, because I'm outside right now. But yes, this is something that we perform it. This is maybe your future scenario. It will be.
So actually, in our case, it is. It might be our future scenario depending on the other machines, because I don't have enough knowledge about the other machines for now.
And just a question, you say so the pump, they use that to produce the chemical in production.
Yep.
Right. So what is the makeup of the chemical? Is it the same chemical being produced on all, or is it just or are they producing different chemicals? Because a different chemical production could have a different amount of strain on the pump. Is it the same thickness of the chemical going through? Same molecule?
It is different pump, like different machine.
Yeah.
And it does a different task, a complete different task. And I'm not sure about if it's the same chemicals or not, but they use the chemical to make something.
Yeah.
You know, just like imagine they use plastic, like a melted plastic, to make a mouse.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then there's different thickness of that, right? So different thicknesses could have a different strain on the pump. So the pump may have to work harder on a thicker liquid chemical than a thinner chemical, so to say.
Yeah. So my discussion like regarding automating their job. So they want to make a department that automates what I did on all their machines and monitor them all the time. this is how they look out of it. But you know, we are a business. We want to stay there. Like
Yes,
we
careful. Be
don't
careful
have
now.
much. Yeah. So you know, these things. So so I have no problem with it. Like this is general knowledge we're talking about. So when they want to do this, they need to consider that they have a big problem there about, you know, you cannot get anyone who worked with. I'm not saying that I'm an expert. I'm not an expert, but I dove in this, like in this field. You cannot get anyone and make him automate the same rules on different machines, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna always work, because if it's the same machine, yeah, it's okay. But if they are totally different machines, like and like one of them needs to be heated, and and most of them, they need to be cooled. So those are different approaches. So therefore, we are trying to discuss now with them what is the possible way of automating what they have, because it is, let me say, it's hard to pay the same amount that they paid for this first machine for the rest 20 machines they have. And it is not as necessary as the first one, the rest of them. You know, because this one is the one that is so expensive and that makes lots of failures.
Okay, just this is now. If you are Jonathan and Dammar, if you are enjoying the discussion, I would let you discuss. But if we want to get somehow kind of insights from this, okay, automating a use case, something that we perform at one time, and we understand somehow what is the features, what is the inputs, outputs, and the condition, the parameter that we have to consider, and then we need to automate it. Now, somehow I give answer here, but not question. But my question, it's in general, when we work on something, how to automate it, how to scale it up. What is the, let's say we don't. I here I'm not looking for the best answer. What is our yes, our trial for that?
As of this experience that I have, it is not possible. The question is not valid. It might not be generalizable. Like, I understand that the AI community is trying to make the generalizable approach, but I don't think it is possible.
Jonathan, do you have something to add here?
You're muted.
Muted.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, case by case. Can you generalize it, and is there a way to? And if you could, is there a way to bring it to generalize it? It is interesting.
Okay, then I will say the following. I think the first step for generalizing something, it's understanding your cluster, your similarity where it is. It will not be generalized according to the business needs. It will be generalized according to the similarity where it is. For example, maybe in your scenario, let's go to the pump once again. Maybe you can generalize for the pumps that have similar, at least functional, not functionalities, similar maintenance needs, maybe. So as that, which it might be a small cluster or small set of pumps that they are looking for. So here, not the business fantasy, it's controlling us. It's the fact what controlling us. So maybe this is the first step. The second step, it's what I'm asking for. It's a little bit in the higher level. That means I'm back again to what we learned from Tom about integrated brilliance. We have scenario, create a concept, abstract the concept, apply it for the other scenario. Something like that. So in this abstraction, there is a hyperparameters will appear. Once you define your hyperparameter,
different features.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once this is appeared,
it's
exactly. Once this is appeared, it will be, now this is not automated, but it's standardized. It will be standardized approach, but not automated approach.
Yes. So it goes through from a team's job into a one-man job.
Yep, something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So why I'm mentioning that? Because I will go to other scenario related again to the healthcare, which is something that might appear in the, for example, in the healthcare systems, in the electronic medical records, that you have always 3-4 steps to communicate between the healthcare providers, hospitals, for example, and the insurance companies. It's 3-4 steps, but it generates tons of data, and this data, it has a lot of differences, and it's using multiple standards. But at the end, for them as revenue cycle specialists, either in the insurance companies or in the healthcare, in the hospitals, they know exactly where is the major steps that they are looking for. Now, that means almost we will have one person his responsibility is maintaining the full
Pipeline.
approach,
Yeah.
exactly. But in each step, you can find maybe a full team under it when a problem is appeared. So this is how they standardize the process, even if it's not automated 100%.
Okay.
So this is might be something in general to think about always, how to standardize your process, because standardization, it will also remove the need for me as employee. I don't want to be under the stress of my colleague. If he go for vacation, I can find somebody or by myself to do his task, not to ignore his efforts, but to keep work going.
Mm-hmm.
So standardization will help for that. So this is just, let's say, it's a side, but it's clear that your trip was interesting. So that's good.
Yeah. It was really interesting, and the guys. Okay, this is non-technical now.
Okay.
They are like really welcoming. They welcome a lot, so they take care of me very well because I was alone for the trip. And you know, they take me from the airport to the hotel, and then they maybe someone is like, all the time I have someone with me from the company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they someone goes and someone else comes, and maybe we go in the morning and then we go together for lunch. So they take me to try new things, and they understand I have some food restrictions, so they understand it, and they try to make sure that, because you know the food is hard there, they try to make sure that I get good food. But I mainly ate sushi for like 10 days.
You might get allergy, man.
Yeah, I like sushi so much. But I need to tell you something. The wasabi there is different. You know the green sauce, the hot chili thing, wasabi.
Yes.
Yeah, it's different there. It's way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they told me that the wasabi we see here is a manufactured one, while they have a plant called wasabi,
Uh-huh.
and they you know how we slice the cheese into very small slices. They do the same for this plant, and they mix it with some spices, and this is the wasabi or something. It never goes up that green as we see it you know, in Europe or something.
Since you mentioned that, one time I was in a dinner for the company, the team with colleagues, that mean, and you know the limitation for our food. So at the end, I end up asking for some kind of fish.
Okay.
And I don't like fish at the end. I'm not eating fish at the end. So, and I was trying to be, right now, if they watch this video, they will understand what I'm trying to do. I was trying to be very cool and very happy, and I'm really hate this dish. I don't want to eat any bite from it.
Okay.
So I just, when we finish the dinner, there is still, they are spending some time together. We are working from home, so it was a chance to meet everyone. So I immediately goes to the home after that, because
You're
I
hungry.
had not only hungry.
You need to throw up.
I don't like fish at all, and this is what's surprising. And it was, let's say, it was good as a hell. That means I don't know if it's good or not. I don't like it. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm so much into sushi. I was like this before traveling, and this travel made me like it even more. But now I'm more picky because I got, you know, the best sushi I might have.
Yeah, you can't go back.
Yeah, so I can't go back now. So I'm gonna be like the pickiest guy who at every dinner tells you about his travel to Japan and how he ate sushi
Yes,
and
exactly.
how, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy from now on.
Jonathan, he is coming from Lebanon. Also, they have a great cuisine. That mean they know what to eat. So okay, so since I right now live for more than 100, yes, 120, not no, 100 minutes. So I need some time before the mentoring, and I think we can wrap up now. It will be funny session on live. So thank you both. And I have to mention this next week. It will be code examples about classification algorithms, models, and how to compare it and how to automate the comparison. I wasn't ready with the code for this week because I make a conceptual session for the tech time chat with Hugo. So even I explain how decision trees in general, how it's created and what is the implementation for it if you want to go from scratch without using any framework. So that's why I wasn't ready for the full code for this session. Maybe next week we'll go for it. It's almost there.
I just wanted to say one thing there regarding the book.
Yep.
So I have like an Italian friend who's working, who's like second year of PhD now, and he's in Rome. He's working on ML ops.
Great.
And he is making a review paper about the state of the art of ML ops. So if you know, in research, review paper is about summing every available technology, the state of the art, what is ML ops now, who is discussing it, who is interested, who is benefiting from it, who is for who it is bad, you know, like the state of the art of ML ops.
Exactly.
So this is called a review paper. And it is very hard to make, as you can imagine, you know, to sum up everything that is out there and stuff. So he's been working on this since a year, and for his bad luck, it is a booming year for ML ops. So he needs to continue collecting ideas and data to understand what's out there. So he was asking me if I can get a group of reviewers for him when he has a full draft, because it's gonna be out in 2 months. He will have a full draft in 2 months, and he will need a group of reviewers who can like sign an NDA and just see the review paper and give him their ideas. So if you guys would be interested, and Tom as well, and Hugo, that would be great.
Personally, I'm interested for sure. I think Tom will like to do that also. We can discuss it. Maybe out of the mentoring also.
Yeah,
somehow.
exactly.
But okay, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm somehow Jonathan also for sure you are invited for that. Somehow I'm right now. It's maybe 1 week back. I back again to the 100% energy from moving from Dubai. By the way, really, and this has happened because I go to the office. So it's really I just relaxed. I'm not stressed anymore somehow.
Yeah,